Sure is getting hot, huh? Feels like spring cleaning, kind of.
So on a typical day, we're harvesting, planting, tilling in the new manures and organic material to build more soil.
I'm glad we're fertilizing.
And it's like if you have healthy soil, everything else, the plants already know what to do. It's ingrained in the enzymes in the seed. You give it water and healthy soil, they do their thing.
We wake up every morning and this is our land, and we decide, you know, what to plant and how much food to grow, and we're feeding Tucson, which feels really good.
It started out originally with Debbie, CJ, and myself, who would all work together, and Clay, who's been a longtime friend, just sharing similar interests and values with food and food policy.
Artichoke. We actually grew these from seed, and these are heirloom varieties.
Total have 75 acres. Currently we have 3 of it cultivated, and our hope is to get, within the next year, up to about 12 acres of vegetables.
Maybe we want to save her for when people are tired of eggplant.
Springtime, we've got kale, lettuce, potatoes, a lot of different greens, a lot of different root vegetables going. Summertime is more squash, winter squash, summer squash, cucumbers, okra, tomatoes, and peppers.
For 5 years I got out of ag, and it was the most miserable. It almost killed me. Like, actually, this is, you know, like the 5th project like this I've tried to do, but it always failed because the passion of some of the people wasn't there. It wasn't the right group of people for that synergy. This group, it seems like a family, you know.
You went back and
I know, it's like, oh, there's kohlrabi there.
You know, I grew up in Tucson. I was sure I wanted to run away for years, and eventually found my way back and decided it's where I wanted to stay.
And asking for more bunching greens. I much prefer it outdoors. I'm not much of an indoor person. Yeah, it'd be a nice change. My mother always had amazing gardens, an amazing green thumb. So since day one, I've always been, you know, we were by no means farmers, but very much so urban gardeners.
Yeah.
I guess I was always interested in gardening and the idea of growing your own food and kind of homesteading, what that would look like on a family scale.
I was like, I went to go feed the chicks at that point. I was like, Dad, you're gonna have to
Type 2 diabetes and chronic pain and cancer and obesity and all these things that we know now are caused by the way people are eating and the way our society eats. So I decided to quit my job and go grow food instead and be part of that solution.
Good job, Clay. Good job, Clay.
I think we focus a lot on a preventative maintenance, not so much a Western idea, but building healthy soil, building healthy animals, keeping an overall environment of health using the probiotics. But this is basically just organic wheat that's been fermented out with organic molasses and beneficial bacteria. You know, I mean, we are trying to, in long terms, run this in a way that is both sustainable on an environmental level as well as a financial level. So it is important to us to be able to have a certain quality of life. But, you know, I spent most of my money on high quality vegetables anyway, so, you know, I might as well be growing my own and, you know, purveying that within the community.
What if we do 12 co-op collards and do the rest? Yeah, a lot of people have been, you know, gosh, you must feel so isolated. You're in the middle of, we don't get cell phone reception out here, you know. Clay's iPhone doesn't work.
Monday or Sunday night.
It's really challenging here in a lot of ways, but I find it almost easier to grow in this environment than, you know, a dank, overwatered Louisiana or Washington or Montreal.
When you love what you're doing, I mean, I think we all find that we can take the work. The harder part is I think all the variables that are inherent in farming. One week we look at a bed and it's like, oh, we've got $500 worth of lettuce there. We'll harvest that next week. And we come out next week and we've had 3 or 4 90-degree days in a row, and that lettuce is done. You know, we missed out on that. Or infestations of bugs, you know, come on. And then at some point you just pull the plants out. You know, when it's really bad, just cut your losses.
Well, you know, I'd say it's hard. It takes a lot of work. It does. We all put in, you know, all the hours that we can. I don't have a day off at all, but it's very rewarding to be able to establish something, to be able to create something, and to be able to see it through. All right, ladies. When you're able to work with a group of people that are like-minded, it's it's amazing what can be done even in just a year with a few sets of hands.
We get sun-dried.
I don't really feel like it's work. This is what we'd be doing on a daily basis. It's just instead of doing it for someone that has their own idea of how to do things, it's us, and we pretty much all agree.
This is where the water is. This is where the, you know, great expanse of land is, and our goal is really to feed as many families in Tucson as we can, in southern Arizona, really, and this is the land that can do that.
What we did from the beginning was just anything we made went back into the farm to try and increase our growing space. So at some point that may change. I'm sure we'll get to a point where we feel comfortable with the amount that we have, but we haven't gotten there yet. To us, it's like we've just scratched the surface. So it's almost, at least where it seems right now, it's endless to where we could go and what we could put back into the farm.